Scene 1. The storm on Highway 9. I've driven through plenty of bad weather, but that Halloween night felt different. The rain wasn't falling, it was attacking, pounding the windshield like fists trying to break through. The wipers thrashed uselessly, lightning flashed in jagged bursts, and every tree along Highway 9 bent in the wind like it was begging to snap. I was on my way to a cabin I'd rented for the weekend, a secluded spot outside of Brook Hollow, Pennsylvania. I thought I'd spend Halloween alone, away from the noise, editing a few, true disturbing stories I'd collected from listeners from my horror podcast. But as I drove deeper into the woods, my headlights caught something ahead, a figure standing in the middle of the road. A tall man, soaked head to toe, facing away from me. He didn't move even as I slowed down, honking once, twice. When I blinked, he was gone. Just vanished into the rain. The only sound was the wipers squealing and my heartbeat hammering. I tried to laugh it off, but something in my chest twisted tight. The GPS cut out, static flooded the radio, and through the crackling noise, I swear I heard someone whisper. "Don't stop here. ". Scene 2. The cabin. The road ended at a gravel driveway swallowed by fog. My headlights caught the outline of the cabin, 2 stories, old wood siding, porch light flickering weakly in the storm. Inside smelled of wet cedar and dust. Everything was dim, untouched, like no one had stayed there in years. I tossed my bag down, hung my jacket, and tried to shake off the chill creeping through me. Rain hammered the roof so hard it drowned out my thoughts. I lit a fire in the old stone fireplace, the flames breathing some color back into the room. It felt safe. For a moment, I set up my laptop and opened my folder of recordings labeled Halloween Submissions. One file caught my eye. Dark Rain, Unknown Caller.mp3. I didn't remember adding that one. Curiosity 1. I hit play. A man's voice came through, breathless, panicked, recorded in the same kind of rainstorm raging outside. Greater than, if you're hearing this, you're near Brook Hollow. Don't go near the woods. Don't answer the knock. He comes with the rain. The recording ended in a scream. And then, a knock. Soft. 3 times. Right on my door. Scene 3. The knock in the rain. I froze. The fire popped behind me, but the only real sound was the rain. The knocking came again, louder this time. I grabbed my flashlight and called out, "Who's there?" Nothing. Another knock, deliberate, slow. I moved closer, the floor creaking under each cautious step. My reflection stared back from the dark window, pale, tense, flashlight trembling in my hand. When lightning flashed, I caught something outside, a shape, tall and still, standing just beyond the porch railing. I yanked open the door. Nothing. Just rain, cold and endless, pouring over the empty porch. I shut the door, locked it twice, and turned back toward the fire. But the fire was out. Completely dead, and carved into the soot-black mantle, fresh and dripping, were 3 words. "He found you." Scene 4. The Whispering Woods. Sleep was impossible. I kept hearing faint whispers under the rain, like someone pacing outside the cabin. At one point, I heard my own name. Around 3 a.m., the storm died down, leaving only a steady drizzle. I decided to check the generator behind the cabin. Any noise was better than the silence pressing in on me. When I stepped outside, the world felt wrong. The air was heavy, almost thick, and the forest beyond the cabin seemed to shift and breathe. The flashlight beam caught shapes, twisted branches, slick mud, and deep footprints that weren't mine, leading into the woods. I followed them without thinking. The sound of rain grew softer, almost distant. My heartbeat filled my ears. Ahead, through the fog, I saw a dim orange light flickering between the trees, like a lantern. When I reached it, I realized it wasn't a lantern at all. It was an old clock, hanging from a tree branch by a chain. The hands pointed to midnight, ticking backward. And beneath it, half buried in the mud, was my laptop. Still open, screen flickering. The file, Dark Rain, Unknown Caller.mp3, was playing again, but this time, the voice wasn't a stranger. It was mine. Scene 5. The voice recording. Greater than, he comes with the rain. That's what I had said, or would say, in the recording. My voice trembled through the tinny speakers as if the words were echoing from the future, warning me. I felt the world tilt. The ticking grew louder, faster, filling the air around me. Then I saw him, a figure stepping out from behind the tree. The same one I'd seen on the road. Same soaked clothes, same stillness. He raised his head, and I saw my own face. Soaked, pale, lifeless. Eyes hollow. I stumbled backward, tripping over the roots, crashing into the mud. The figure didn't move, it just stared as rain began to fall harder again, washing the mud from its skin. But beneath that pale layer was something else, a dark, glistening texture, like rotted wood soaked in tar. And when it opened its mouth, water poured out. Scene 6. The flooded cabin. I ran. Branches tore at my jacket as I bolted through the rain, back toward the faint outline of the cabin. Every step squelched through mud that felt alive, sucking at my boots. When I reached the porch, the door was already open. Water was pouring out, flooding the steps. Inside, every faucet, every pipe, every crack was spilling dark water that reeked of rust and decay. And in the center of the room, the antique clock stood upright on the table, ticking backward. My laptop sat beside it, playing the recording again, looping endlessly. The voice, my voice, now whispering. Greater than, he's not after you, he's becoming you. I grabbed the clock, trying to stop it, but the moment I touched it, the ticking stopped, and the silence was worse than the storm. Because underneath it, from the walls, came a faint, gurgling breath. Scene 7. The mirror in the rain. The cabin lights flickered once, twice, then went out. The only light left came from the lightning outside, strobing across the walls. I stumbled toward the bathroom, slipping on the wet floor, trying to find a towel, something to block out the flood of sound in my head. But when I looked up, the mirror was fogged over. Slowly, words began to appear on the glass, written by an unseen hand. You're inside now. I wiped it clean, and the reflection wasn't mine anymore. It was him, the thing from the woods. The waterlogged version of me. He smiled, a slow, lifeless grin, and lifted his hand to the glass. I stepped back, but the reflection didn't. His hand pushed through the mirror. Water spilled out, splashing against my chest. I screamed and fell back, scrambling for the door. When I looked again, the mirror was cracked. Empty. But from behind me came the sound of slow, wet footsteps. Scene 8. The last broadcast. I don't remember how I got out. The next thing I knew, I was standing outside in the pouring rain, staring at the cabin from a distance. The windows were glowing faintly blue, as if someone were still inside. I ran to my car, started it, and didn't stop driving until I hit the main road. My clothes were soaked, my hands shaking, my voice gone. When I finally got a signal, I grabbed my phone and checked my podcast inbox, just out of instinct. There was a new submission. No subject line, no name, just a single attached audio file. Dark Rain, U.mp3. I played it. It was my own voice. Whispering. Greater than, if you're hearing this, you're near Brook Hollow. Don't answer the knock. Then came a faint tapping, 3 soft knocks through the speakers. And under it all, the sound of rain. Steady, cold, and closer than it should be. Final scene. The return. It's been 3 nights since then. I haven't slept. The rain hasn't stopped. Every time thunder rolls, the lights flicker, and I hear it, the ticking of that clock. Sometimes, when I close my eyes, I see the reflection again, smiling from behind the glass. Tonight, as I'm recording this, the rain has turned heavier,